Hey, it's Olga here from olgatechtereva.com and Productivity for Scientists. This is where you overcome overwhelm, become more productive, get in charge of your day while feeling happy in your life. And the topic of today's video is one strategy that will make you feel in charge. Okay, this comes from, by the way, I'm here by the sea at the place where I'm gonna host a retreat with women scientists and researchers in 2.5 weeks time. The sun just set over there, so I'm using the sunset light to do a recording for you, and this strategy is based on what happened today. So it's like a fresh emotions. Something happened with the household, and it made me really frustrated and upset, and also resentful with this other person who was responsible for that. And I found myself complaining to myself, stacking all the problems in my head on top of each other, and also complaining to my friends. But then I noticed that there is no resolution to this conflict, to this problem. And if I continue like this, there won't be a resolution. There's just going to be a frustration, resentment, which could be like really disastrous for in the future as well. So then I remembered a good old strategy that I used to live by and really use often in my teachings, coaching women scientists and researchers around the world. And somehow it's just got a bit forgotten. So today I remembered about it, and it's really catchy. So I'm going to share that with you. The strategy is make a request rather than complain. Make a request rather than complain. So anytime you find yourself complaining, become aware of that and realize that your complaining is actually not bringing any conflict resolution or any solution to the current situation. And instead of going to this person and complaining, you can actually make a request. Like, for example, if you are upset with your family for not following through, or with your colleagues, you're upset with your colleagues for not following through, instead of just going and complaining, saying, you didn't do this, you promised to do this, you didn't do this, make a request for now and for the future. So it's very powerful. It sounds simple, but it's actually not very easy to do, because it requires us to think about what is it that we want from other person. It requires us to visualize an ideal outcome, what we would like to see as a solution. It requires us to possibly find a solution in our head, in the visualization. So it's a little bit of work, but it's worth it, because once you visualize a solution, or you visualize a request, you can communicate it to this other person, and it puts you in charge. It puts you in a very powerful position. There is less resentment. You know that there will be an improvement because you're making this request. They are more likely. They basically will know what you want from them for the next time. But in my case, it was actually miraculous, I would even say, use this word today, because it took me quite a little bit like of brain power to understand like what would be a good solution in this current situation. And I visualized it clearly, and once I knew, I could make a request, and it was granted. It was just granted like this. I think also it's important to understand that the other person might feel a relief that you came up with a solution, you came up with a request. So So it actually puts you in a really powerful position. You feel in charge, and this is why this video is called a strategy to help you feel in charge. I remember that was my number one longing, my goal, to feel more in charge. So this is one of the strategies. I hope you like it. And if it resonates, what I'm sharing with you, reach out to me. I'm doing private coachings, and we have also a writing group with scientists and researchers around the world. Reach out to me with the link below, and hope we get to talk with you. And if you know someone who might find this video helpful, especially a woman in science and research, send this to them. And this is all for today. Bye.